Going into Creed 2, Michael B. Jordan had his work cut out for him. In the movie, he was going toe-to-toe with Victor Drago, played by Florian Munteanu. And if you've seen Florian, you know, the dude is a giant. To make the fight look realistic, and to make sure Michael didn't look like a lightweight next to Big Nasty, he had to bulk up big time, way bigger than he was in the first Creed. In this video, I'll show you exactly how Michael B. Jordan packed on serious muscle for Creed 2. I'll break down his full training routine, reveal his exact diet plan. I'll teach you the secrets to getting shredded so you can get super lean yourself. So stick around, because if you want to level up your physique, this is where it starts. Michael B. Jordan and his longtime trainer and friend Corey Calliet officially had just 4 months to get him jacked for Creed 2. But the real prep started way before that. Corey had a smart long-term strategy. Back when they started training for Creed 1, he looked ahead at all the roles Michael would be taking on in the coming years and used each one to build him up gradually. For Creed, they trained for 1.5 years to build that lean, athletic boxer look. Then came Black Panther, where Michael played Killmonger, an ex-Navy SEAL with a much bigger, more intimidating frame. And since the character didn't need to be shredded, just massive, Corey used that as the perfect opportunity to help Michael bulk up. To get Michael as big as possible for Black Panther, they scrapped the high-volume boxing circuits from Creed 1 and switched to a classic bodybuilding program, one built to pack on serious mass. Corey already knew Michael would need to be a lot bigger for Creed 2 than he was in the first film, but thanks to all the size they added for Killmonger, the focus in the final 4 months before Creed 2 was simple: sharpen his conditioning and get him shredded, all while holding on to that hard-earned muscle. And later in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do the same. Michael B. Jordan's diet. Before we dive into his workout for Creed 2 and how he got his shredded physique, let's talk about his impressive diet. Here's what Michael's trainer had to say about how they approached it. "I built his entire meal plan, and we had a chef on set to prepare everything. The foundation was simple: clean proteins and carbs, 5 to 6 meals a day. We rotated between chicken, fish, turkey, and steak for protein. Carbs came from things like sweet potatoes, white potatoes, brown rice, and white rice, depending on what I needed to adjust. But here's the key: it was never static. His meals changed constantly based on his energy, his progress, and how he needed to look on camera. Nothing was cookie cutter. Everything was tailored. At the core, it was a solid whole foods approach: lean proteins, complex carbs, and vegetables. Simple, clean, and highly effective. Now, a high-carb, high-protein diet like the one Michael followed can work wonders for building muscle and boosting performance. But let's not pretend it's perfect. There are a couple of big traps that most people fall into when trying to copy this kind of meal plan. First, fats. Most clean bulk diets end up looking like a parade of chicken, broccoli, and rice. And while that's great for protein and carbs, it often leaves healthy fats behind, which is a problem because dietary fats are essential for keeping key hormones like testosterone at optimal levels. And if your testosterone tanks, so does your progress. Second, sustainability. Celebrities love to talk about how brutal their diets were: months of dry chicken, plain rice, and flavorless veggies. Sure, when you've got a massive movie deal and a chef prepping every meal, maybe you can live like that. But for the average person, with a job, a family, a social life, eating 7 bland meals a day just isn't realistic. That's why I'm a huge fan of more flexible diet strategies. Ones that let you enjoy dinner with friends or have a drink now and then without feeling like you failed, because at the end of the day, fat loss comes down to one thing: calories in versus calories out. As long as you're burning more than you're eating, the weight will come off. And the best diet? It's the one you can stick to, day after day, week after week. Later in this video, I'll dive deeper into the kind of diet strategies you can actually follow to get shredded. And I'll show you one of the simplest, most effective ways to lose fat and get lean without overcomplicating things. But let's be real. If you're trying to get ripped, you're gonna have to show up in the gym. And if you're hitting the gym, you need to look and feel the part. That means rocking a solid workout outfit, something that keeps you comfortable, keeps you moving, and keeps you motivated to show up and give it your all. Michael B. Jordan's workout. Now let's break down Michael B. Jordan's training for Creed 2 and how you can become ripped as well. Like I mentioned earlier, he already put on a lot of mass while prepping for Black Panther. So heading into Creed 2, the goal wasn't to bulk up, it was to lean out and carve in that shredded, fight-ready look. To do that, they combined high-volume bodybuilding with intense boxing circuits. And if you've seen Creed 2, you already know where the focus was: chest and shoulders. Those muscles popped on screen for a reason. They stuck to what works. Classic bodybuilding exercises like incline dumbbell presses, standing shoulder presses, lateral raises, and barbell rows. Most of these were done in supersets, meaning one after the other with very little rest, and they stayed in that traditional 10 to 15 rep range to keep the volume high and the pump going. Now, this part is crucial if you're trying to get lean and shredded. Don't ditch your weight training during a cut. I see it all the time. People bulk up, make great progress lifting heavy, building muscle. Then as soon as it's time to cut, they throw the weights out the window. Suddenly it's all circuits, cardio, and conditioning workouts. And yeah, that stuff helps burn fat, but if you stop lifting, you're not just losing fat, you're losing muscle too. So the takeaway here is simple: keep lifting. That's how you hold on to your muscles and come out of the cut looking strong, not small. The whole point of lifting weights is to place a specific kind of stress on your muscles. Your body responds to that stress by adapting, by building muscle. But the moment you take that stress away, your body has no reason to hold on to all that size you worked so hard for. And if you're doing a ton of high-volume cardio on top of that, it'll start dropping muscle even faster. Now add in the fact that during a cut, your body is already in a catabolic state, which basically means it's trying to conserve energy by shedding anything it doesn't absolutely need, including muscle. That's why it's so important to keep lifting during your cut. You've got to give your body a reason to hold on to that muscle. But lifting isn't the only tool you have to protect your gains during a cut, and I'll get into a few more of those in just a second. After finishing his daily bodybuilding workouts, Michael would jump straight into a post-lift boxing circuit designed to boost his conditioning and burn extra calories. He trained like this 6 to 7 days a week, and that's not even counting the hours of fight choreography he had to rehearse for the film. That's a serious amount of volume, enough to make you wonder if Michael was completely natural for the role or not. Now let's talk about what you should be doing if you want to get shredded like Michael B. Jordan. Getting shredded really comes down to one thing: lowering your body fat while holding on to as much muscle as possible. And the first place to start? Your diet. At its core, fat loss is simple. Burn more calories than you consume. That's the formula. But in practice, it's not always that straightforward. If you go too hard with your calorie deficit, cutting way too much too fast, you're going to run into problems. Low energy, crashing libido, strength drops, mood swings, and worst of all, you'll start to lose that hard-earned muscle. That's why the goal isn't just to eat less, it's to diet smart, to keep your body burning fat without crashing, and to make your plan sustainable enough that you can actually stick to it. If you want to get shredded, here are a few things you need to dial in. Start by eating in a slight calorie deficit, around 200 to 500 calories per day. That means you're burning just a bit more than you're taking in. If you're already lean, stay closer to 200. If you have more fat to lose, you can push up to 500. This range helps you burn fat steadily without crashing your energy, mood, or strength. And remember, keep lifting weights. That's key to preserving muscle during a cut. Dropping the weights means you risk losing size along with the fat. To give your body even more reason to hold on to muscle, aim for 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. It's simple, effective, and one of the best tools you have while cutting. When you're dieting, cravings and hunger are inevitable. The trick is to manage them with the right foods and high-volume, low-calorie options that keep you full without ruining your calorie deficit. These include things like veggies, plain popcorn, rice cakes, lean meats, and fruits. Craving something sweet? Go for watermelon or berries. Need something salty? A bit of lightly seasoned popcorn can do the job. Fruits and vegetables are especially effective thanks to their fiber and water content, which helps you stay fuller for longer. And when you cook meals with lots of veggies, you increase portion size and satiety without adding much to your calorie count. It's a simple way to stick to your diet without feeling constantly hungry. Feeling inspired by Michael B. Jordan? Let us know in the comments if you're thinking about adopting some of his routines. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe for more powerful health and fitness stories. Click on the next video showing up on your screen right now for more tips on staying fit and aging strong. Thanks for watching.